Fumetti, and every Tuesday we talk about those 5 things you need to start and grow a 6-figure bookkeeping business. That's lead generation, how to handle consultations properly, value pricing your services, offering advisory services, and finally, scaling and leveraging people and processes to pull yourself out of the day-to-day so that you can earn more while working less. So I'm really excited to be doing this week's episode. Once a month, we do an Ask Me Anything. So today I'm going to answer all of your questions regarding getting started and growing. So if you've got a business, we're going to be answering questions on how to grow that business as well. Now, we're going to be live on YouTube and in my Facebook group. So if you're watching on one, make sure you subscribe or join the Facebook group. And that way you'll get notified of all new content as it gets released. So without further ado, let's just jump right into answering some of those burning questions that you have. Feel free to type them into the chat on YouTube or on Facebook. Go ahead and leave a comment. And when you do that, I'll see it here. I'll answer it. And if you are on Facebook, there is a link in the description of this video where you can click that link, and that will allow me to see your name when you comment. Okay, so with that said, let's jump right into the first question. Well, this is a popular one. How long until I can replace my current income? We have lots of people who I work with that they start on the side of a 9-to-5 job. And so their eventual goal is to build their bookkeeping practice up to a point where they can transition into doing it full time. And we have lots of people that do that. And how long it takes depends on a lot of different factors. One of which is, are you coming into the program already having lots of bookkeeping experience, or are you brand new to bookkeeping? Because obviously, if you've got some bookkeeping experience, and we have some people who join the program who have existing bookkeeping businesses and they just want to grow, those people can just jump straight into marketing and improving their pricing structure and handling consultations in a more effective way. Whereas somebody who's brand new to bookkeeping is going to have to spend some time getting trained up. We want to make sure that you are able to be doing good work when you are out there working with clients. So it will depend. Now, if somebody's brand new to bookkeeping, they can typically get trained up and start working with clients in about 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, in about 6 to 8 weeks, that's what's typical. And for someone who's got existing experience and existing business, you can get clients, and we've had people join and get clients the next day. So you can start your journey in about that time frame. In terms of what it takes to replace your current income, since everybody's current income is different, and I don't know what yours is, but we'll use like $100,000. That's kind of a not necessarily a replacement income, but that's a goal that lots of people have. It's a goal that we recognize in my program with those. Where is it? That side. That's the 100K award. So we give out awards to people who've hit 100K or more in annual revenue. So it's a common goal for them. And the average amount of time it takes for somebody who joins, who's brand new to bookkeeping, to get to 6 figures is about 8 months. 8 months is kind of a general time frame, but you can do it a lot faster than that. Obviously, starting on the side of a full-time job, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get through the training, to get your marketing set up, those types of things. Okay, so that's about the time frame you can expect to see. We've had people hit 6 figures in 90 days, hit the 6-figure rate, which is about $8,000 a month, like $8,300 a month. We've had people hit that rate in 90 days, but it takes work. Okay, it takes a lot of work. It takes getting your lead generation really dialed in, so you're generating the right types of prospects reaching out to you. It takes, hey, you got to close a high percentage of those when you get on the phone with them. So it takes, hey, handling those consultations properly. And then finally, you want to price your services to maximize your profitability. So the last thing you want to do is underprice, and then you're doing a lot of work for a little money, and nobody wants to be doing that. The the time it takes you and the misery you will experience if you've done this and mispriced your services, you know that it's not a fun place to be in. So you want to get those three things dialed in, but you do that, you can make it happen pretty quickly. Devin, hey Devin, it's good to see you. You said you're going through the LinkedIn video in the course. Should you create your LinkedIn profile using your business email or your personal email? Do you put your other job experience as well? When it comes to optimizing your LinkedIn profile, as far as your email address, your business email address is fine there. It's going to be, you're going to get all the notifications to that business email. That's something that isn't super important. So I wouldn't worry too much, but if you've got a business email, use that one. I do. And then in terms of putting your other job experience out there on LinkedIn, it is much better to have a very focused profile. If some of your previous work experience is bookkeeping or finance related, or even maybe administrative related, it can be beneficial to have one or two of those previous positions on there. Otherwise, for people who are brand new to bookkeeping and their prior experiences, hey, maybe they were a chef, or maybe they were, I don't know, a landscaper, or whatever they may have done in a previous life. I recommend just putting your bookkeeping experience on there. So just your bookkeeping business and taking everything else off, because you really want it to look focused. Keep in mind, because I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, if I just started my bookkeeping business, somebody's going to look at my profile and say, hey, this person has no experience. I'm never going to work with this person. Remember, prospects do not care about how much experience we have, how much we charge, how tall we are, any of that stuff. They care about one thing and one thing only, and that's whether or not we can solve their problems. Okay, if you can effectively communicate that in your messaging, and on LinkedIn, you'll be doing outreach. So you'll be sending value-based messages, value-based posts. If you're able to do that, they'll work with you. They want to buy the solution to their problem that is going to help them reach their goals. That's what they want to do. They're not looking for the person with the most experience. They're looking for the person who can communicate that they can help them solve their problems. That's it. So Devin, that's what you're going to want to do there. Let me know if you have any further questions on that. I got another question here. It says, I'm not great at math. Do I need to be great at math to be a bookkeeper? And this one may sound a little controversial, but I'm going to say it. As long as you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you're fine. Okay, you're absolutely fine. In fact, the truth is, QuickBooks, which is the software we use to do the work, does all the heavy lifting. Okay, it does all the math for us. Is it helpful to have some math skills, some basic math skills? Sure, of course, there absolutely is. And but there is no advanced math skills here. There is no algebra involved. There's no calculus involved. There's none of that stuff. So again, as long as you can do the basic math, you're going to be just fine. The goal here, again, is to solve client problems. By doing good work, we've got to do good work. But again, the most successful bookkeeper is not the best mathematician or the best, the person with the most experience. It's the person who truly understands the problems that their clients face and knows how to solve them. Okay, that's it. That's it. You do that and you can get all the clients that you want to get. All right, next question here I'm seeing, and I'll just remind anybody who's new, jumping on, feel free to type your questions into the chat or into the comments, and I'll go ahead and answer them live right here. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can do the same thing, and I'll reply to your comments on the replays as well. All right, cool. So I can learn QuickBooks. I can learn QuickBooks for way less. They have you can sign up for a free QuickBooks account. Why should I join a mentorship program? That's a really good question, because you can get QuickBooks for free. In fact, if you don't have your free QuickBooks account, I recommend you get it. And you can get it by going to bit.ly/free QuickBooks. Let me see if I can type that into the comments here. bit.ly/free QuickBooks. I guess that's only going to, can I show it? There it is, bit.ly/free QuickBooks. It's only showing up as a comment on YouTube. So if you're on Facebook, just check out the screen. That is how you get your free QBOA account, QuickBooks Online Accountant. Okay. And what that is a free QuickBooks account for bookkeepers. All right. And it does three things for us. Number one, it is a free QuickBooks account for us to do the bookkeeping for our bookkeeping business. We're bookkeepers, but we got to be doing bookkeeping for our bookkeeping business as well. And then number two, it is where we will access all of our clients' books as well. So when we work with clients, they will add us as an accountant user on their accounts, which will then link our accounts, and I'll have access to their books from within my account. Okay, so it's a one-stop shop. And then the third thing is that there is some free training inside of that QuickBooks account, and that some of that training will also allow you to get certified. Okay, there's two certifications: a basic and an advanced QuickBooks Online certification, and you can do all of that for free. But if you want to build a business around bookkeeping, there's obviously so much more that you need than just being able to know how to use QuickBooks. It's how to use it effectively and efficiently. We're talking about being efficient. So what does that look like? Okay, we know how to create invoices and we know how to run reports and do these sorts of things, but what does that look like on a monthly basis working with clients? Okay, how do we do that efficiently? How do we leverage lots of different tech and workflows to be super efficient with what we do? Because again, we want to deliver big value, but we don't want to be spending big hours doing it. We want to be efficient. Okay, it's also not going to help you set up your business. Okay, so you are not going to be able to. It's not going to teach you anything about whether or not an LLC is right for you and when it might be right for you, or business insurance, or business licenses, or any of those types of things. Most importantly, however, it's not going to show you how to generate leads for your business. You got to have clients. You can be the best bookkeeper in the world, and if you don't have clients, you don't have a business, unfortunately. So it's not going to teach you that. It's not going to teach you how to price your services. It's not going to teach you how to handle consultations with prospects. And to be honest, that's where the rubber meets the road. Again, you could be a great bookkeeper, but if you're not working with clients, hey, what can I say? You don't have much of a business there. So those are the types of things that we offer in my mentorship program. I've worked with over 3,000 people now. Many of them are doing six figures. We're giving out these six-figure awards. I keep forgetting which side it's on. That's the 75K. That's the 100K. I'm ordering them every week. I'm ordering some. So, so these are people who do two things. Number one, you got to follow the program and put in work. You got to do that. But most importantly, you've got to lean on me as a mentor. Okay, that's what I'm there for. That is what I'm there for, and that's how you're going to get to where you want to be as quickly as possible. And everybody who's done those things gets clients. Okay, so we support you both while you're training and as you work with clients. So when you're in for life. Okay, and we will help you throughout your journey, both while you're training and as you're working with clients. I never want you to be in a position where you don't know what to do or you're stuck. Okay. That said, people wonder, well, you worked with 3,000 people. How do you have time for it all? Well, the truth is, when people get started, they have a lot of questions and they're getting trained up and they need a lot of support. But then you start working with clients and now you start to spread your wings and you start to become the expert. And I hear less and less from people as they move through and start working with clients. And, it's bittersweet because I enjoy working with everybody, but it's also great to see people spread their wings and start building big businesses. So that's really cool. And I should mention that I also have some help. Okay. I have some really great people on my team that help give everybody the support they need. Okay. That said, everybody does still have direct access to me. That's how I help people be successful. As I ensure that everybody has direct access to me. Hey, Carol, you're asking, you do not know too much about tax laws or taxes. So how can I advise on how to manage his finances or do his bookkeeping? Does your program cover that? We do not cover taxes. Okay, we do not cover taxes. Tax is a completely separate area. A lot of people think that, hey, bookkeeping and tax, they're very related, and they're really not. They meet. In other words, you kind of use the data from QuickBooks to generate the tax return, but that's where it ends. That's where it ends. Knowing how to do bookkeeping and knowing how to do tax are two totally separate disciplines. Okay, so I did a live a few weeks ago. You'll want to check it out. It's called, I forget what it's called. It's something about advisory, all about advisory or something like that, where we talked about the fallacy that you've got to know taxes or that it makes sense to do taxes when you have a bookkeeping business, because then, hey, I can offer both and people will just love it. That's a fallacy. It's not true. Okay. The clients who are in the best situation are ones who have a bookkeeper that is focused on helping them maximize profit and grow their business. And they have a CPA who has an intense focus on minimizing their tax liability and being proactive and taking advantage of credits and things that there are out there. It is extremely rare to find someone. In fact, I've never found someone who is an expert at both and who has the time to do both for every client. Okay. So feel free to check out that video. The other, that's why it doesn't make sense for clients. The reason it doesn't make sense for us is because, tax is complex. It's ever changing. It changed under Trump. It's going to change under Biden. It's always changing. You've got to stay up on that. You get notices throughout the year from clients, tax notices that you've got to, drop everything for. It splits your marketing focus. It splits your focus on your service delivery. So, again, you're working on tax season and you've still got to get books done. You're working on books and then we've got all these tax notices coming in. So no, you do not need to know anything about taxes. What your specialty will be is helping your clients increase profit and grow their businesses. That's what you'll do. And ideally, they'll be working with a tax specialist. Okay, that's how they're going to get the best bang for the buck. That way, the client also has two sets of eyes on everything. That's always good. If the same person is doing the books and the tax and there's a mistake made on the books, you know what? It's probably 100% chance of those errors getting on the tax return. And that's no bueno. Nobody wants that. So thanks for your question, Carol. You are welcome. All right, next question here. Will I be a certified bookkeeper when I'm done? Oh, I love this question. I'm probably going to do a full YouTube video about this because I get this question a lot. Do I need a certification? What certifications do I need? QuickBooks certification, is that enough, or do I have to get something else? From like there's a couple of bookkeeping certification bodies out there. And being certified means absolutely nothing. And no offense to anybody who is certified. But I think we can all agree on this. Just because someone has passed a certification exam does not mean they are a great bookkeeper. Alternatively, just because somebody is not certified doesn't mean they're not a great bookkeeper. You can be a great bookkeeper, but not be certified. I'm not certified by the AIPB, and there's like another big one. I'm not a certified bookkeeper, but I have dedicated myself to learning this skill and getting really, really good at it. And you can do that without being certified. Now, I am QuickBooks certified, and I do encourage people to get certified in QuickBooks for one reason. And that is because you get certified in QuickBooks, and that allows you to create a ProAdvisor profile. And that ProAdvisor profile sits on the ProAdvisor website, and almost 1 million small business owners hit that website every year looking for a bookkeeper. So it can be a really great marketing tool. But that's it. Now, to go back and talk about the certifications a little bit, when I say it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in terms of whether or not you're a good bookkeeper. It doesn't matter in the eyes of clients. Clients don't know or care. Okay, again, clients care about whether or not you can solve their problems. That's it. You can have a bunch of letters after your name, and it doesn't mean anything if they don't believe you can help them solve their problems. Okay, so certification doesn't make sense for marketing, doesn't necessarily make sense in terms of determining whether or not somebody's a great bookkeeper. That said, certifications typically come with training. Okay, you usually go through a training course and then take the certification at the end. So for that reason, certifications have some value. Okay, any additional training can be valuable. Okay, so whether it's through a mentorship program like mine, a community college, a bookkeeper certification, additional training can always be beneficial. Okay, but that's kind of where it ends. Having that piece of paper doesn't matter to clients. Having that piece of paper doesn't necessarily mean you're a great bookkeeper. But having additional training can always help. But you can find that training in lots of different places. But again, when it comes to either certifications or college or just doing QuickBooks for free, those types of things won't help you build a business around this skill. So keep that in mind. But that is a great question regarding certifications. I will do a video about that, and I'll put that on my YouTube channel. And so I'll probably be on for another 10 minutes or so. So if you are watching this live, feel free to type into the chat or leave a comment, and I'll be happy to answer your question here. If you're watching the replay, I will still leave a comment and I will respond to it afterwards. All right, let's go to the next question. I am terrified of sales. How will I ever get a client? This one, I get this one a lot too. So whoever's asking these questions, I can't see everybody. You're in good company. And here's the thing. You don't have to be good at sales. You don't have to be good at sales to be a great bookkeeper. Okay. Again, we're not selling used cars here. What we're selling is we're selling solutions to problems. Okay. Business owners have problems and they look to us to provide those solutions, to take this stuff completely off their plate. Okay. To get clients, to get all kinds of clients, you need two things. Okay. Number one, you've got to be using the most effective marketing strategies, the marketing strategies that are working right now to get clients. Okay. There's lots of stuff we could be doing. Lots of stuff. I've heard of people leaving business cards at gas pumps and getting a client that way. Okay, great. But is that something we can scale? Getting one client is fine, but can I get multiple clients every month? No, you can't. Okay. So there's lots of stuff we can be doing. Let's focus on what's most effective. I talked a little bit earlier about the ProAdvisor profile. That one is huge. But again, you've got to get your profile optimized. There's a lot that goes into that. Google My Business is really hot right now. You've got to get that optimized. LinkedIn is great. Again, I say it after each one of these, but it's important to know that you've got to be implementing these strategies properly. Last night or this morning, scrolling through Facebook, there's a post in one of the bookkeeping groups on Facebook, and it said, "Hey, has anybody tried Facebook ads? Have you had any luck?" And there was only a couple comments at the time because it was a new post, but somebody posted, "I did, and it doesn't work." I spend, between my accounting practice and my coaching business, I spend about $175,000 on Facebook and YouTube ads combined. I don't think I would be doing that if it didn't work. Okay. it just wouldn't be happening. Okay. They work. But with anything in life, we have to be doing it properly. We have to be implementing it properly. You can't put up a Pro Advisor profile and a month later say, hey, it doesn't work. Well, yeah, it doesn't work because you haven't gotten reviews. You haven't, optimized your profile. You haven't done any of the things that you need to do to make it stand out. Same thing with Google My Business or LinkedIn. You can't put up a LinkedIn profile and say, hey, it doesn't work when you haven't been making the right connections, when you haven't optimized your profile, when you haven't sent value-based messages to people who've accepted your friend request. Okay. It's just, these are things that work. There's no reason why they would work for one person and not somebody else. Okay. So keep that in mind. So those three are really popular. Facebook groups is huge. Obviously ads and funnels are huge in terms of getting clients. So number one, it's the most effective marketing strategies. You got to be focused on those. Number two, the second thing that you need is you have to have the right marketing messaging. That's it. And when we talk about the right marketing messaging, we're talking about, think benefits, not features. Okay, benefits, not features. What are the good things that a client's going to see in their business as a result of us doing their bookkeeping, as opposed to, hey, we're going to do your bookkeeping and we'll run your payroll and we will send out your invoices and we'll pay some bills and we'll reconcile your accounts and we'll do all of those things. Clients don't care about those things. Clients care about what's in it for me. What problems are you going to solve? How are you going to make my life better? That's what they want. And so your marketing messaging needs to focus on that. That's what it needs to focus on. And if you do that, and if you do that properly, you'll get all the clients you want. You'll have your marketing out there and you'll just get on the phone with lots of people because you'll generate lots of interest if you're using the right strategies and the right marketing messaging. And then once you get on the phone with them, in my program, we have a very easy to follow consultation outline. You don't have to be salesy. You just have to clearly communicate and demonstrate the value that you bring, the value that you're going to create, the problems that you're going to solve for this client, the goals you're going to help them achieve. You can do that by asking the right questions, letting them do all the talking. Okay, that is exactly how a consultation should go. And you just guide that conversation. If you're able to do a really good job of that on the call, and we help work with you to get you really, really comfortable with this whole process, you get to the point where you tell them the price, and it will make sense to them if you've taken the time to understand what their real problem is, try to quantify how big of a problem that is for them, and then your fees are going to be small in comparison. I do every month, I do a consultation role play. I've done 2 so far on the YouTube channel. So check those out. Okay. And you'll see a little bit about how to do it. The first one I did was a little bit more advanced. The second one I did just last week was a little bit more geared towards beginners, but you can even start easier than that. Just use that outline and ask the questions that we provide for you. Ask the questions we provide for you, and you get a pricing calculator that helps you price the engagement based on the answers that the prospect will give you. And it's easy peasy. You don't have to be good at sales. Okay. You just have to care. You have to care about solving problems and genuinely adding value. That's it. Very cool. That is, I think that will do it. Unless I have any final questions coming in over the chat, I will go ahead and wrap this thing up. We'll do a nice quick 30 minutes here. But again, if you are on Facebook watching this, be sure to head over and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, I'm going to be putting out lots of additional videos in addition to these lives. And if you're on YouTube, join that Facebook group. The Facebook group is, let me see if I can just type it in here. It is Facebook.com/booming bookkeeping business. That's what it's called. Search for groups for booming bookkeeping business, and you'll find us. Okay, so because we've got lots of conversation and activity, and I answer questions in there as well. So if you have any questions about the program, feel free to reach out, send me a message on Facebook, and let's chat. Okay. I'm happy to point you in the right direction. Whether or not you are a good fit for my program, I'll let you know, and I'll point you in the right direction, answer any questions you have. So demand is super strong right now for bookkeepers, especially as we move into tax season. And then, of course, after tax season, you've got all those businesses that filed for extensions. So they're going to be filing their tax return in September. So they're still scrambling to get their books in order. So it's a really great time to get started, to get lots of clients. So if you think this might be right for you, explore it. Ask some questions. If you haven't watched my free training yet, be sure you do that. It's at boomingbookkeeping.com/register, boomingbookkeeping.com/register. It's a free training. It includes information you can use today to get started on your own. Okay. I do talk about my mentorship program there, but you can use that information to get started on your own. So with that said, I will go ahead and sign off. Again, we do this every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific. Okay. We do a Booming Bookkeeping Live. I'm not sure what next week's topic is, but I'm sure it will be a good one. Once a month, we'll do a consultation role play, and once a month, we'll do one of these and Ask Me Anything. Okay. So with that said, I will wish you a great